Parliamentary
ang ginastos
inquiry.
I'm sorry.
Thank you, Madam Chair.
Parliamentary
Yes.
inquiry. Madam Chair, I thought we're going to accord institutional courtesy to the office of the Vice President. Bakit po natin binabanatan? Bakit natin tatanungin?
It's already settled that we're just giving
Mr. Chair,
two questions from the minority. Okay?
Mr. Chair, hindi po,
5 minutes each.
wala pong
Opo.
binabanatan
But
dito.
does
I
not
take
preclude
exception
the other members
to
from making a manifestation.
Sandali
I
lang.
take exception to the use of the term binabanatan. Nagtatanong lang po tayo rito at lihitimo naman po ang mga tanong.
Madam Chair.
So I ask the congressman
Mr. Chair, may we
withdraw
request
the
for a
comment.
suspension of
Session
the...
suspended.
I
Hearing
second
suspended.
motion.
DPSPG or the security heads, pero ang nakalagay sa Joint Circular Number 2015-1 issued by DBM and COA that it should be dispersed to the Special Dispersing Officer.
Madam Chair, this is the confidential funds is a subject of impeachment proceedings. Is a subject of the articles of impeachment from the House of Representatives, and I would not like to discuss the defense strategy, particularly because the prosecutors will come from the House of Representatives.
Okay, Mr. Chair, my final question.
No,
Ito na
I'm
po
sorry.
yung last one.
I'm sorry.
Hindi na po siya
That's
part
the
of
last question.
individual-
Madam
Yes,
Chair.
I'm
po,
sorry.
Mr. Chair.
I'm sorry, that's the last question. Thank you, Madam Vice President. The committee invites questions from the members, particularly on the utilization of the previous budget and the proposed allocation for fiscal year 2026. In accordance with the long-standing and respected tradition of the House of Representatives to accord preferential treatment to the minority members, followed by the independent and majority, wala nang majority, in alternating manner. The chair now recognizes the minority.
Madam Chair,
Okay.
We'd like to recognize the Senior Deputy Minority Leader, Egay Elise.
Madam Chair, we in the minority believe that there are no contentious issues in the budget of the Office of the Vice President, especially in the 2025 to 2026 budget of the said agency. Much that we would like to honor the tradition that we extend to the Office of the Vice President, there are two members of the minority who would like to ask questions. Kaya po, in the interest of the rights of some of our members, may I yield the floor to two members, Representative Tino and Representative Ko, to propound their questions. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Is it all right?
Madam Chair, to the presiding officer, sir, before we proceed, I just want to be clarified with the status of the votation we have had last Friday when we all agreed that Tuesday, which is today, we will grant parliamentary courtesy. This is the long-standing traditional parliamentary courtesy granted to a co-equal branch or a higher official of the government. Let me be just clarified before we proceed.
Last Fridays, there was no votation, Congressman Ongab. So we proceed as planned today.
I understand there was a votation, and in fact, it was objected by the two members of minority of the minority.
No,
Notwithstanding
we
the...
failed to divide the House.
Yes, but I think we have agreed that last Friday we will provide parliamentary courtesy to the office of the Vice President.
Yes, the request of the minority is just two interpellators. It is up for Madam President, Madam Vice President, if she wants to answer or not.
Just one more manifestation to the chairperson and to the presiding officer. Also last Friday, I reiterated that this long-standing tradition of granting parliamentary immunity has been practiced to all the former vice presidents that I have experienced in this chamber. And the tradition is granted first to the co-equal branch of the government, and it is on the part of the president or the vice president or to the co-equal branch of government who will reply that he is waiving, that he or she is waiving his parliamentary inquiry. So I think it would be proper and fitting that we would ask first the vice president if she's willing to
Mr.
waive.
Chair, may I be recognized?
I think I still have the floor.
So there's a question whether or not we should afford. Yes, we have discussed last Friday to afford the second highest position of the land, parliamentary courtesy. But at the request of the minority, they just want to ask, two of the minority members just want to ask questions, and it is the prerogative of the Madam Vice President to answer or not. Is that clear?
So that clarifies my question. We
Thank
will
you.
be asking the vice president to answer or not the question.
Madam Vice President, can we go ahead?
Madam Chair, just an inquiry.
My apologies, Representative Marcoleta. Her Excellency
Just
was
a
about
very-
to respond to the query before we recognize
An
you.
inquiry
Let's
po.
please yield the floor to the Vice President as she was about to make a response to that. Your Excellency, if you would like to respond po.
Yes, I waive the privilege, sir.
Waive.
Yes.
We now recognize Minority Leader Congressman Antonio Tenio.
Maraming salamat, Mr. Chair. Magandang umaga po sa Office of the Vice President at sa Vice President. Well, unang tanong po ay kaugnay sa presentation na binigay ng Vice President. Napansin ko po roon, nasa budget na 903.4 million for 2025. Bagaman hindi pa po tapos ang taon, ang obligation rate po ay 34.3% lamang at ang disbursement rate ay 66.8%. So nasa kalagitnaan po tayo ng taon, pero mukhang mababa po yung obligation rate. Ano po ang paliwanag dito?
Yes, marami kaming procurement na tumagal. Hindi siya nasimulan by January, yung Madam Chair, yung procurement. So maraming mga procurement na June, July, August na nasimulan.
May dahilan po ba kung bakit June, July, August na nasimulan ang mga proyekto?
Madam Chair, dahil kailangan marami pong mga attachments na nire-require para sa procurement, at lahat po ng mga documents na yun ay hindi po siya nakukuha ng isa o dalawang araw lamang.
So, middle of the year pa po na naisaayos ang requirements for bidding. Parang ganun po. Tama po ba ang intindi ko?
Yes, Madam Chair.
Yes, thank you. Okay. Ngayon, mabalik po tayo sa last August 8, 2024, nag-issue po ng Notice of Disallowance ang COA, Commission on Audit, sa 73.28 million na halaga ng confidential funds for 105 activities supposedly held by the Office of the Vice President from December 13 to December 31. Sabi ng COA ay wala raw accomplishment reports na naipakita or sinubmit ang Office of the Vice President para dito, at inaatas na o inuutos na ibalik ang pera ng Vice President ni Gina Acosta bilang Special Disbursing Officer at ni Julieta Villa del Rey bilang Chief Accountant. Mag-iisang taon na po, ayon sa COA rules ay may 6 months po para mag-appeal. Ano na po ang status ng Notice of Disallowance na ito?
Madam Chair, I suggest that the congressman ask this during the hearing of the Commission on Audit.
Madam Chair, I'm asking the question now from the Office of the Vice President.
Madam Chair, this is a status of documents inside the Office of the Commission on Audit. So it has to be the Commission on Audit who will answer what is happening to this notice of disallowance.
Nag-submit po ba ng appeal ang Office of the Vice President sa notice of disallowance?
Kung yung Congressman Tinio, kung ang notice of disallowance was rectified by COA, wala na po yun. Pero kung yung notice of disallowance ay meron na silang final adjudication and then merong order yon na final yung notice of disallowance. So, for your information, I will check with COA and get the records and give it to you. Thank you.
Thank you, Chair. Well, next question po ay kaugnay po sa notice of disallowance. Ang sabi po kasi ng COA, December 3, yung mga 105 activities na inilunsad dun sa mga dinisallaw na activities ay nangyari between December 13 to December 31. And yet, sa mga nakaraang hearing ay napag-alaman po na December 20 pa po na ilabas ang SARO at na-withdraw yung 125 million. Kaya nga sinasabing nagastos ito in 11 days from December 20 to December 31. So ang tanong lang po natin, ano po ang paliwanag doon sa nakapamahagi na kayo ng mga sinasabing reward money noong December 13 pa lamang samantalang hindi pa po lumalabas ang pera ng confidential funds. Pwede po bang may paliwanag yon?
Madam Chair, this is the subject of an impeachment trial, and I would not like to discuss the defense for the impeachment trial.
Representative
Madam Chair,
Pino,
wala
please
naman pong-
proceed with the next question.
Madam Chair, I would just like to note na wala pong impeachment trial sa kasalukuyan. Madam Chair, in fact, it is archived in the Senate. No? Okay, so next question na po. No? Lumabas din po sa nakaraang mga hearing sa House na nag-submit po ang Office of the Vice President ng 2,670 accomplishment reports at kasama po para po sa liquidation ng 500 million pesos worth of confidential funds under the Office of the Vice President. At ayon sa investigasyon ay 1,322 out of 1,992 names in the OVP ARs submitted to the PSA have no birth records. So kasama po dito yung mga pangalang Mary Grace Piatos, Fernando Tempura, meron pang Shell Jokno. No?
Kindly wind up your
Opo.
question.
Again, pwede po bang mapaliwanag ng Vice Presidente kung bakit ganon ang sinabmit at bakit walang supporting documents ang mga accomplishment reports na ito?
Madam Chair, again, first, if the committee would like to ask how the Commission on Audit conducts its audit, I request that all the questions be propounded during the hearing of the Commission on Audit. Second, the subject confidential funds is a matter in impeachment proceedings, which is archived, but there is a pending motion for reconsideration in the Supreme Court. I cannot discuss defense strategy. Number 3, I cannot discuss intelligence operations and cannot explain how intelligence operations are done without compromising national security.
Thank you, Madam Chair. My next question.
Congressman Tenyo, last question.
Opo, last question.
Please wind up.
Opo. So, napabalita po no na mula July of last year hanggang sa kasalukuyan ay meron pong 13 trips ang Vice President overseas, no? So mula po sa Germany, Japan, Hong Kong, Netherlands, Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia, Australia, South Korea, Kuwait, Paris, at several po sa Netherlands. Umaabot po sa at least 60 days po na on leave ang presidente, at marami po pero hindi lahat ay sinasabing personal leave, no? So sa mga trips po na ito, ilan po ang naging personal leave at ilan ang on official duty, at magkano po ang total na budget na ginastos ng Office of the Vice President para sa mga official leave at personal leave na nangyari?
So
Madam
the
Chair, yes.
last question, Madam
Yes,
President.
yes. Madam Chair, may I ask what date do you want me to start with the destinations? July 2024.
Ano pizza daw yun?
Mr. Chair, from July 2024, a personal trip to Germany.
Okay.
Then January 2025,
July 24, we'll start-
personal trip to Japan, and so on.
Yes. We'll start with July 2024. So, number one, under the Civil Service Commission rules, there is no allotted leave for the President and Vice President. We cannot both file a leave. So the only thing that I need when I travel overseas is a travel authority from the Office of the President. All my travels were issued travel authority by the Office of the Vice President. And this implies that all these trips were approved by the Office of the Vice President. So, from July 2024, I went to Germany. In December 2024, I went to Denmark. In January 2025, I went to Japan. In the third and fourth week of January, I went back to Japan. In February of third week and last week of February, I went back to Japan. On March, I went to Hong Kong. On March, I went to the Netherlands. On May, I went to Qatar and the Netherlands. On June, I went to Vietnam, Cambodia, and Malaysia. On June, I went to Australia. On July, I went to the Netherlands and the Republic of Korea. And very recently, from August to September, I went to Kuwait, the Netherlands, France, and Belgium. And number three, no public funds were used for all my travels. I did not charge representation. I did not charge tickets. I did not charge per dime for all my travels in the Office of the Vice President. So if you can see in the breakdown of the budget of travel for Office of the Vice President, you can see that there was a zero amount for the Vice President.
Thank you, ma'am.
Madam Chair,
Parliamentary
Chair,
inquiry.
Next
Chair,
on-
just to follow up on the question. So, una po, salamat po sa Vice
I'm
President
sorry,
for
Congressman Tenyo,
detailing.
that was your last question. I'm sorry.
Follow up na lang po yung
I'm sorry,
Personal po ba
I'm
ang
sorry,
lahat
in the
at
interest of time, we have to proceed.
magkano po ang ginastos ng opisina at staff? Kasi totoo po, wala daw
I'm
ginastos ang
sorry,
Vice
I'm
President.
sorry.
Hearing is resumed.
Madam Chair, I would like to correct myself. I was informed that I mentioned that the travel authority is approved by the Office of the Vice President. The travel authority is approved by the Office of the President. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Your Excellency. The correction is duly noted.
Yes, Madam Chair, may I move that we strike out the word binanatan uttered by Rep. Marcoleta. Wala naman pong binabanatan.
Second.
There is a motion to strike off from the record the terminology binabanatan. It has been duly seconded. The motion is carried.
Madam Chair, just a 1-minute manifestation on the striking of the record. I have no objection. However, I just want to explain that in the previous debates, in the previous legislatures before us, in the interim Batasang Pambansa, when an assemblyman from the city of Manila was attacking the late president, there was a motion to strike off the record of what he discussed on the floor. The former assemblyman Arturo Tolentino said that if you strike off the record, any sentence or paragraph, it's just the same sentences and you strike it, so you still can read that. So that was clear that I think that the procedure is still the same. The statement of Banatan, i-cross lang yan, but it's still there in the records. Sinabi ko lang yun because that was already clarified many years ago by former assemblyman who became
Duly noted,
late Senator
Kong,
Tolentino.
this time we will use eraser. Okay?
Yes.
Thank you.
Pero ngayon may video na.
Okay. Going to the next from the minority leader, Congresswoman Reneco. Please go ahead.
Good morning to the Vice President. Good morning to my colleagues. I'd like to take off po sa questioning na ni Representative Tino. Meron po kasing minention na list of destinations na tinake ni Vice President this year under Travel Authority. But we like to take note na in a press conference of the Office of the Vice President, meron pong security and staff na kasama si Vice President. So can we ask po, no, paano po pinopondohan yung pagpunta, flight and accommodations ng staff and security ng OVP?
Madam?
Madam Chair, may I be allowed to ask a question?
Depende sa nature, Madam Vice President.
Yes. Magpinsan po ba si Congressman ko ngayon tsaka si Zaldi ko?
Ano po yun?
Gusto ko
Mr.
lang
Chair, I can
malaman.
answer.
Are they relatives, sir?
Please answer, Congresswoman Rene.
I have no familiar relation po to Zaldico or to Representative Zaldico or any of their relatives po.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Let me just look for
Please go ahead, ma'am.
Look for the slide, sir. So, Madam
Vice
Chair.
President, please go ahead.
Yes. So we are talking about international travels, no, as of July 31. So for two travels in Southeast Asia, for the security, it's 474,646.93 pesos. And for the OVP personnel, these are for two trips, 463,733.6 for a total of 938,379.99. For one trip to Australia, for the security, it's 438,383.26. And for the OVP personnel, it's 206,988 for a total of 645,371. For the Middle East and Europe, 3 trips, the total is for the security is 2,922,869.98. And then for the OVP personnel, that's 329.47 for a total of 4,748,199.45. For 3 trips in East Asia, the security budget was 1,141,937, and for the OVP personnel, 0, because they did not join these trips. And the total is 1,141,937. The total for 9 trips for both the security and OVP personnel is 7,473,887.70.
Thank you, Madam Vice President. Congresswoman Ko.
Mr. Chair, may we request a detailed copy of the report that the Vice President gave in relation po sa spending po ng security and staff for foreign trips abroad.
We will request the Office of the Vice President to supply the committee with such record. Thank you, Madam.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Chair, I'd like to ask another follow-up question. Ilan po yung staff and security na dala po ng Office of the Vice President in these trips na funded po, na of this breakdown ng fund na binigay?
Luoy na kayo mong naong, sir, ba? Kanang. Madam Chair, for the security, I understand they recommend, the Armed Forces of the Philippines recommend 3 to 4 security personnel. But the Office of the Vice President only approves 2 security personnel. And for the Office of the Vice President personnel, that's 1 ceremonial and diplomatic affairs employee, 1 for MPRD, that is the media relations and public affairs division, and then 1 for as assistant to the vice president. So those are the approved personnel who joins the vice president in her trips.
So, to clarify, Mr. Chair, these personnel in total ay sinagot ng OVP fund of totaling 7.4 million pesos sa ating mga foreign trips.
Madam Chair, not all foreign trips, as I mentioned. Security is always recommended by the Armed Forces of the Philippines, but some trips do not have OVP personnel because there are only 3 trusted OVP personnel who can do the work that I demand from them, and sometimes they are not available.
Okay. Congresswoman Ko.
Thank you, Madam Chair. So to confirm, ito pong mga trips na to that was mentioned, are these trips personal in nature that required po yung presence ng personnel and staff?
Yes, sir, Mr. Chair, I believe, with all due respect with my colleague in the minority, I believe the question is irrelevant. Because even if the Vice President travels on her personal capacity, we cannot disassociate herself from the office of the Vice President. She's still the Vice President. The
Exactly.
reason for the travel is business, but she could also travel in her personal capacity, but she's still the Vice President. So I believe the question is irrelevant. With all due respect with my colleague.
Mr. Chair,
Thank you.
just to respond po, no, this is just a mere question, whether the nature of the trip is personal or business po, no, or whether it's official. This is a question that I'd like, that could be posed, and I hope to post po to the Madam Vice President.
Madam Chair, it depends. If I have activities for the Office of the Vice President abroad, the 3 OVP personnel join the trips. But if the trip is purely personal and I do not have events for the Office of the Vice President, they do not join the trips. So in the graph, in the table that I mentioned earlier, those were the trips that the 3 personnel from the Office of the Vice President joined. But in the case of security personnel, this is something that is beyond the Office of the Vice President. It is decided by the Armed Forces of the Philippines.
Thank you, Madam Vice President.
Okay, thank you.
Masukan ko.
Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Hope satisfies your question.
Okay. My next question is in relation po to a line of questioning and in relation to the unqualified opinion that the COA issued to the Office of the Vice President. But after that, 60 days was provided to the Office of the Vice President to issue corrections po to certain errors made. Upon questioning the COA in its budget hearing, nagbigay po sila ng additional details kung saan may nakita daw po kasing 3.8 million pesos worth of equipment not accounted for in the OVP submission. Ito po ay mga errors found in the 2024 annual audit report. Can the Vice President explain this error po, Mr. Chair?
Madam Chair, the Office of the Vice President from 2022, 2023, and 2024 received unmodified opinions from the Commission on Audit. And I would like to take this opportunity to thank all my colleagues in the Office of the Vice President for being faithful to transparency and accountability in our office. The reason why we have comments from the Office of the Commission on Audit is because of system and improvement in processes. So these are basically documentations that the Commission on Audit require of transactions. And we have already updated our manual of operations in the OVP to reflect comments from the auditors.
Thank you very much, ma'am. And if you can, if possible, if that is not classified, you can give a list to the committee para kami na po magbigay doon sa minority. Thank you very much.
The manual of operations, sir? Okay, sir. Let me just discuss this with the executive committee. Kasi pinaghirapan din namin dito, Sir Gawin. Baka kopyahin lang din ng minority.
It's your prerogative, Madam Vice President.
But
Madam
in
Po.
relation to that po, Mr. Chair,
Okay.
we would be interested in the report kung ano po yung 3.8 million pesos that required correction po doon sa COA audit report in 2024. Would that be possible po, Mr. Chair?
Madam Chair, as I said, all questions about all documents inside the Commission on Audit is best to be directed to the auditors or the representatives of COA in the budget hearings. Thank you.
But with all due respect, to follow up that po, the COA specifically sought correction because po may nakita pong 3.8 million pesos that is not accounted for in the submission by the OVP. So the burden of the submission is actually with the following agency. So which is why in the exercise of legislative oversight, we would like to be enlightened kung ano po yung error na po ito. And tama po, para maiwasan in the future, a report po on what it is would be appreciated. So ang question ko po is, would that be possible po, Mr. Chair?
Madam Chair, usually the Commission on Audit, the auditors review documents, and sometimes they do not see the attachments in the correct submissions. Sometimes the attachments that are required are found in other submissions and reports. And these attachments are required by auditors in every report. That is why right now we already have a checklist. If this is the process, if this is the project, there is a checklist on the attachments because auditors review the documents, and the auditors require the attachment of documents, and sometimes these documents are not attached to a specific report. So what we did, Madam Chair, is create a checklist and to improve the system. The personnel from the Office of the Vice President go through the checklist before they submit.
Okay. Anything else, Congresswoman Ko?
Just to clarify, therefore, dahil po naibigay yung explanation na yon, is the Office of the Vice President explaining that this is the explanation for that 3.8 million necessity for correction?
This is the explanation why we have an unmodified opinion. Wala po silang nakitang nawawala. Nawawala po yung papel dahil naka-attach siya sa ibang document. At ang gusto ng COA ay specific yung mga dokumento na ina-attach per submission.
In the interest of time, ako na lang mag-volunteer niyan na Congresswoman Ko. Hingin ko sa COA yung detalya ng 3.8 kung gusto mo. I promise to give it to you in the least possible time. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for that response. My next question would be in relation po, we're asking this question po, Mr. Chair, dahil kung may necessity for correction for this 2024 audit report, and then meron pong other audit reports in the past that have found that there are deficiencies and delays, gusto nating hindi na po mangyari siya. Can I ask Mr. Chair, what assurance do the people have na sumusunod na ngayon ang Office of the Vice President sa guidelines on disbursement and other proper fiscal procedures, given that there were reports last year that hindi po ito na sunod po according to procurement guidelines po?
Mr. Chair, again, with all due respect with my colleague, the Office of the Vice President received an unmodified
Order, please. You're not acknowledged.
Please wait to be acknowledged by the chair. We'll let the
Is that the last question, Madam Vice President?
We'll let the Madam Vice
You have the
President
option to
respond.
Respond or not?
My apologies, Vice Chair Pepito Alvarez. May I request for an orderly conduct of the hearing for the members to please wait to be acknowledged by the chair before you make a statement. Thank you very much. The floor is now with the Vice President to respond to the question of Representative Ko.
Yes, Madam Chair, as I said earlier, I don't know if everyone heard it. Every time we receive a comment from an auditor, we update our manual of operations.
In order no missing items would be in the next expenditure program. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Thank you very much. Congresswoman Ko, that winds up your
Thank
questioning.
you for that response, Mr. Chair. This will be my last question po.
Okay.
In relation po doon sa ibang mga items in the budget before, we have taken note that if confidential funds of the Office of the Vice President according and as revealed to the good governance hearings, was dispersed to the security heads or the VP-SPG. May I ask po, no, bakit po dispersed siya to the VP-SPG or the security heads, pero ang nakalagay sa Joint Circular Number 2015-1 issued by DBM and COA that it should be dispersed to the Special Dispersing Officer?
Madam Chair, this is the confidential funds is a subject of impeachment proceedings. Is a subject of the articles of impeachment from the House of Representatives, and I would not like to discuss the defense strategy, particularly because the prosecutors will come from the House of Representatives.
Okay, Mr. Chair, my final question.
Uh,
Ito na
I'm
po
sorry.
yung last one.
I'm sorry.
Hindi na po siya
That's
part
the
of
last question.
individual-
Madam
Yes,
Chair.
I'm
po,
sorry.
Mr. Chair.
I'm sorry, that's the last question.
Madam Chair, may I be recognized?
Yes, Senior Deputy Minority Leader.
I move that we terminate the budget hearing on the proposed budget.
Second.
Second.
Second the motion.
Second.
Budget hearing for the office of the Vice President is hereby terminated. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much to Her Excellency, the Vice President, Sarah Zimmerman Duterte, and to all the members of the Committee on Appropriations for today's hearing. Thank you very much po, Madam Vice President. May I solicit another motion from the body?
Madam Chair, I move to suspend the hearing until 1:30 p.m.
Second the
today.
motion,
To
Madam
give
Chair.
way to the hearing of the Department of National Defense at 1:30 p.m., the budget hearing is hereby suspended.